This week, Rand Water is starting a major program of maintenance. It'll see some water disruptions to places like Joburg and Ekurhuleni, many others as well. Joburg Water actually asking residents to make plans ahead of the maintenance and to store water. As you know, many parts of Gauteng, in fact, of course, many parts of the country, like Inanda and KZN, have been suffering from really serious problems with no water supply, sometimes for very long periods. Benoit is the CEO at the SA Water Chamber. Benoit, good afternoon to you and thanks for your time. How important is this maintenance that Rand Water needs to do? It looks like quite a big job.
Yeah, good afternoon to you and the viewers on this sunny public holiday in Gauteng. Rand Water is embarking on a 32 billion Rand CapEx or capital expenditure program, and it's to take in the new volumes that will come from Lesotho Highlands Phase 2 within 2028. It is also a rejuvenation program, and there's an extension program and the normal maintenance catch-up program. So it's a combination of it, but it's a huge capital spend. So we're going to have, ongoing interruptions, but the system is designed, as we know there's shortfalls, but the system is designed to have 48 hours storage capacity in it. So Rand Water is not switching off. It's actually turning its pump stations down to between 50 and 75% of its volume for a period of time. So it's going to ratchet it up. And if everybody, I think, is judicious and a bit more careful than usual, we should be able to stave off any long, outages.
Is there a particular reason it's being done now and it's not raining because of, say, the high-felt winter? I mean, is that why this is happening now?
I don't think that the weather or the season is the major issue, although, in Eskom in summer we do a lot of the maintenance. And on water infrastructure, we haven't really, I think, gone that far, but it is convenient to do it now because it's easier to work when it's dry. But also the demand is supposed to be low, but it's not. Our demand is the same as it was in summer, and that's because of the leaks in the system. So it's not in the Rand Water system, but in the metro system, in the 3 metros here. So I don't think it's intentional. I think the program is going to carry on for the next 3 to 4 years with, let's say, peak in outages like we're going to have now for 2 weeks. But it's not going to be, 2 weeks every month. It's going to be 2 weeks probably every 3 to 6 months.
The problem with maintenance is things can take longer than you expect. You fix something, while you're fixing something, you notice there's something else broken. You look at the system, you find more problems, something breaks while you're fixing it, then you have a delay. Is that a risk here? I mean, I presume this has been quite carefully planned.
Generally speaking, so we have had outages over the last couple of years, fairly minor ones, and we found that the warnings come out for about 8 hours, and we find it's 4 to 6 hours. So generally speaking, the guys are quite well prepared, and if there's a bigger problem, what they'll do is normally patch up and then plan it for another time to try and keep the system alive, because what we don't want the system to go completely dry, because we know what that does, it just pops everything.
Is the maintenance program ambitious enough? And this may be a very strange question to ask, but we know that there have been major problems in the past. Presumably there's a huge amount of work to do, not just for Rand Water, but in other places. So if there's maintenance happening now, if everyone has enough notice, could there be more done, or could more actually be done? Does the maintenance need to be even more aggressive than it will be over the next couple of weeks and months?
So Rand Water's program, they look 5, 10, 15 years ahead. So that's one program, and it will carry on. What we're not seeing is the metros, because they haven't got budget. So they haven't appropriated the funds, so we don't see the maintenance from the metros. So like electricity, the distribution of water is still at heavy risk. But at least the main supply from Rand Water is being worked on, not only to keep it going, but to augment it for the new volumes that will be coming in, hopefully not into a leaking bucket.
We're likely, and we don't know what's going to happen, but we are expecting a new cabinet in the next couple of days, probably within the next week. Senator Mchunu has been, I suppose, really quite active as a water affairs minister. What kind of minister do you think we need to take over from him? Would you prefer him maybe to stay and continue what he's been doing?
Yeah, I don't get involved in the politics, but from a governance perspective, I really think we need to keep this ministry as steady as possible, and also because he's acknowledged a lot, he's trying a lot, he's appointed quite a dynamic team, he's got a permanent head of department in Sean Phillips as the DG. So we need to have continuity in this, because very often when the minister changes, the deputies change, and then the DGs change. We don't want that. So I would say we hopefully, and I haven't heard, not that I would necessarily, but I haven't heard that anybody's dissatisfied. So I think he will be in the new cabinet and be able to offer us the continuity we need. And, hopefully, the civil service will do the work, and the politicians just from an oversight perspective, and spend time in oversight, which we see he's doing a lot of with his team.
Benoit Leroy, thank you. CEO at the SA Water Chamber, really appreciate the time.